The gift of discipline is no pain of regret. In 7th grade, my dad brought me, my brother, and a couple of my cousins who were boys to a men's college volleyball game. I saw how hard they hit. I saw how amazing it was as they worked as a team. But most of all, when I saw the hitters and they jumped, it looked like they were flying. That game made me fall in love with the sport of volleyball. And that game created a new desire in me. I had a dream. I wanted to be a volleyball player just as great as them. So at that age, with the help of my dad, I began to train myself to become a volleyball player. I didn't just want to play volleyball just because. No, I wanted to be a hitter. I wanted to fly like those boys flew in that game I saw. I don't know if you know the sport of volleyball, but in many sports, height is an advantage. And many people told me, because I was really short for the sport, that I would only be able to play a libero, which is the back row person that passes. They don't get the chance to hit. I may not have had the advantage of height, but I had the advantage of determination, and I had the advantage of discipline. And what I did to become a hitter is actually insane. I went to the gym every day at 5 a.m. with my dad and my uncles and my brother and my cousins, and we would train. We would train every day before school. From 7th grade all the way to my junior year in high school, we did so many things that pushed my body and my brain to its limits. We did strength training, we did legs, we did core, we did cardiovascular training, we did sprinting, we did long distance, we did endurance, we did HIIT. Everything necessary needed for me to be able to achieve that dream. And when I wasn't training with them, I was training with myself. I was memorizing steps. I was going over techniques. In our backyard, we had this tree. There was a branch that was pretty high. And my goal every day when I went out there to train by myself was to be able to jump high enough to touch it. I would jump and jump. And it was so discouraging at first because I wasn't even close to touching that branch. That branch was like a depiction of my dream. If I couldn't reach the branch, I couldn't reach my dream. After school was done, I would go home and I would go to that branch and I would run and jump and run and jump and run and jump. Day after day, training after training, 5 a.m. workout after 5 a.m. workout, crying and tears and doubt and prayer and questioning and pushing through it and moving forward. One day I ran out there and I jumped and I touched the branch. And when I touched that branch for the first time, the reality of my discipline hit. All that discipline made my dream a reality. I wanted to hit harder than anyone else too. And I said, Dad, I want to jump high, but I also want to hit really hard. And my dad said, okay. He walks to the backyard, doesn't say a word. I follow after him and I said, Dad, what are you doing? He grabs a tire, a spare tire, and a sledgehammer. He walks to the back, puts it on our concrete pad, and he hands me the sledgehammer. And I look at him confused and I say, what is this? And he said, you want to hit hard? I'll show you how to hit hard. My dad gave me that sledgehammer to hit against the tires. He showed me the technique of the body, how the body should move, and how fast. And so every day after school, in the evenings, I would go outside, I'd grab that sledgehammer, I'd walk to that spare tire, and I'd hit it. I hit it every time with the technique. I would put my feet in place, I would turn my body and I would torque, I would twist, I would use the hips, and I would swing down. There will always be people telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, this prohibits you, this restricts you. But when you have discipline, those odds mean nothing to you. I may have been short, the odds may have been against me, physically, but mentally, there was nothing that could stop me. And for my 3 years of volleyball, I was a hitter. I could jump higher than any girl. And when I went to my games, I hit harder than any other girl that was there. You know why many people don't understand discipline? It's because it's such a lonely road. There is so much you have to do by yourself to get good. People only see you when you're good. They never see your process. So if anyone ever doubts if you can do this or if you can't, don't listen to them. Because they haven't seen you go through the worst and figure it out. And let me just tell you something. I love to be underestimated because it gives people a chance to see how little of discipline and determination they have in their own lives. If you believed that I couldn't do it, I know that they didn't believe they could do it themselves either. Stay disciplined. Even if the world is against you, the world is always against you. But those that stay disciplined always show up. On the days you don't want to show up, show up. On the days you don't want to train, train. Discipline is not to think. Discipline is to do. When you have a dream, but you're not willing to do what it takes, this is where most people stop. Because a dream takes discipline. Everyone dreams. Everyone has something they want to do with their lives. But the ones that actually do it, they're the ones that have the discipline. Discipline is not just a way of living. It's not just a routine. It's not something where you go through the motions every day. Discipline is a mindset. There's not a single person that changes the world, that reaches their greatest potential, that becomes their greatest self without discipline. Without discipline, you will never be able to make your dream a reality. Live disciplined. Work disciplined. Think disciplined. Act disciplined.